This is the GTV Caribbean News. I am Sean Rose. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, wants to meet early next month to approve Grenada's homegrown structural adjustment program. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, just back from talks with the IMF and World Bank in Washington, welcomed the news, saying government is eager to see resources start flowing before the end of May. Grenada will receive $21.9 million as part of a 3-year program. Mitchell has described his meeting as a success and said all of the IMF directors applauded Grenada's bold program. The IMF deal will unlock at least another $100 million in soft loans and grant funding, including $30 million each from the World Bank and Caribbean Development Bank, and indeterminate grant aid from the European Union. Caribbean banana-producing countries have been warned to be on their guard against the introduction of the Fusarium wilt disease, regarded as the most destructive to the banana industry. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO, said the disease has already spread from Asia to Africa and the Middle East and is now menacing the Americas. To raise awareness, the FAO said the issue will be on the agenda of a series of upcoming meetings in Kenya, South Africa, and Trinidad and Tobago, with the aim of addressing a range of issues, including developing action plans for prevention, monitoring, and containment. The FAO said while the banana crop is vulnerable to a number of diseases in various parts of the world, including the black sigatoka disease, xanthonomus wilt, bunchy top disease, and Fusarium wilt, Fusarium's soil-borne nature makes it especially challenging. According to the FAO, banana is the 8th most important food crop in the world and the 4th most important food crop among the world's least developed countries, including the Caribbean. Turks and Caicos Islands' social insurance body, the National Insurance Board, has a massive $200 million in cash and investments, according to its Deputy Director of Operations. Walter Gardiner released figures to show that the National Insurance Scheme is able to provide strong social and economic protection to residents. According to TCI Weekly, the National Insurance Board pays out an average of $12 million a year in benefits, including 1,330 regular pensions. Meanwhile, about $25 million is collected from contributions, much of which is placed in a reserve account for future use. Gardiner explained that the National Insurance Scheme received strong resistance when it was introduced in 1992, as the majority of persons view the NIS as just another form of government taxation. He said the legislation today is undoubtedly the best pieces of social protection legislation ever implemented in the TCI. The revelations of $200 million in cash and investments came as the National Insurance Board celebrated its 22nd anniversary on April 6th. The National Environment and Planning Agency has reported a 66% reduction in sightings of the ferocious Pacific lionfish in Jamaican waters. The lionfish is a voracious predator believed to have entered Caribbean waters from a protected environment in the United States after a natural disaster in 1992. By 2006, experts said they could be found on almost every reef in Jamaica. Their population can be as high as 250 lionfish per hectare, a situation which has been threatening smaller marine fish and livelihoods of fisherfolk and the island's fish exports. However, over the course of the past 4 years, under the National Lionfish Project, targeted removal strategies have seen the population in frequently visited areas reduced significantly. It is now down to approximately 80 lionfish per hectare in some areas. The project also produced the now quite popular and successful Eat It to Beat It campaign, as well as a number of other public awareness initiatives geared at stemming the population of the lionfish. The United States Coast Guard says it has seized an estimated 3,300 kilograms of cocaine with a street value of $110 million in 2 separate operations in the Caribbean Sea. It said the drugs were offloaded on Tuesday at the Coast Guard base at Miami Beach following the interdictions last month. In the first operation on March 15, the Coast Guard said 97 bales containing 2,400 kilograms of cocaine was discovered floating in the water after a fishing vessel caught fire and sank soon after it was boarded by Coast Guard officials. The Coast Guard said the drugs had an estimated wholesale value of $80 million. According to Caribbean360.com, in the other operation on March 19, 900 kilograms of cocaine, worth an estimated US $30 million, was discovered after a Colombian-flagged vessel was intercepted. The Coast Guard said that since October 1, 2013, it has seized 14,756 kilograms of cocaine, with an estimated wholesale value of US $492 million. For the JTV Caribbean News, Sean Rose.
Coming up next on JTV News. 19 persons trained in renewable energy industry as government forges ahead to produce half the territory's energy needs from renewable sources. Land issues and foreign investors dominate 9th District meeting held in Virgin Gorda. And Tikoro Morgan crowned Miss Virgin Gorda Easter Festival 2014.